Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome. The announcement this afternoon that India and China have made a strategic decision to resolve part of the military standoff across the line of actual control is very, very significant, because this comes at a time when the United States is using its deep state trying to build pressure on India through different instruments. And then the US wants to do that and use India as a pawn in their game against China. So when we say that we are individually one-to-one solving our problems with China, we are not saying we have a great relationship with China, but we are fixing it. When we do that, the United States and its deep state will be very unhappy, because all that the US has been doing has been building a sense of fear that the only hope for India in case of an armed or military conflict with China is Washington. And I say we can't trust Washington. Washington is wily. It only looks at its own interests. It has the biggest financial stake in China itself and is only expecting to use India as a lever to pressurize China. So it's very good that we are resolving as much as we can on our own with China. It's not 100%, but we are getting there, because once we start solving our problem with China on our own terms, then we can deal with both China and the US on equal terms. And 2 years, 3 years, we'll be the world's third largest economy after the US and China. We must start playing the game this way. This week, when Prime Minister Narendra Modi is in Kazan for the BRICS meeting, he will meet both Xi Jinping and Vladimir Putin. And by resolving at least a large part of the problem with China, by resuming joint patrolling as was announced along the LAC, both India and China are signaling that they are working together to fix the problem. And Uncle Sam can just stay out. In any case, viewers, we must not depend solely or even principally on American intervention for us. It is not our backup in case of a conflict. So you will ask, what is our backup then? Our only backup are two things: our financial reserves and our military muscle. These are our only backups. They will constantly be our only backups. One more thing, Rahul Gandhi should understand that while he is busy lunching and signing secret agreements with the Chinese, the Modi government is clearing up the mess created by the Sonia Manmohan government. The offensive moves of the Chinese were in 2009. Who was in power then? Sonia and Manmohan. From the track junction Nala to the south at the Butse Depsang plains. Then in 2013, who was in power then? Sonia and Manmohan. Then in 2013, the PLA of China, the Chinese army, set up camps 12 to 13 kilometers into our territory, preventing Indian patrolling at different points. Who was in power then? Sonia and Manmohan, and indirectly Rahul. They should just keep their mouths shut, because today, when the Modi government is fixing that Congress era mess, they create the mess, and this long mess is being cleared up by this government. And when the Modi government is clearing their mess, where are the secularati? Where are the YouTube wokes? Where is the Congi media ecosystem? They are nowhere. They who took money from the Chinese, they who took money from the Chinese embassy, the China Blazers of Lutyens, where are they? Is there a single tweet acknowledging that the sensitive, delicate, tough China situation has been handled with tact and patience and maturity by the Modi government? One tweet, not one. So I will end this with 4 more examples, viewers. Maldives has adopted the UPI today. Our UPI has been adopted by the Maldives. How things have changed in the last 1 year with them. India and Sri Lanka are today closer than ever before, and we have helped the Sri Lankans when they needed the financial help the most. We have even given a rupee line of credit to Mauritius. And from energy to environment to e-mobility, we are closely bound with Bhutan and working together. On top of that, we are working things out with the Chinese and balancing out with the Americans. Everything what I have predicted we will do. Everything what Republic predicted. So the moral of the story is that foreign policy is not for the liar wires and the rubbish YouTubers to comment on. These are my debates today, viewers. This understanding with the Chinese, we'll go a little deeper into it. Following that, the whole story has now changed on the Baba Siddiki murder. It's now quite clear there was a rival politician builder nexus. Sensational case there, 9 o'clock tonight. When this incident has happened in Ganderbal 4 days after Omar Abdullah is sworn in, why we need a serious surgical strike, and at 9:30 p.m. tonight, viewers. Another controversy centered around Chief Justice of India, Chandrachud. Lot of controversies around him in the last few days. And here are the headlines this Monday evening on the debate tonight.
An agreement has been arrived at on patrolling arrangements along the line of actual control in the India-China border areas.
Just hours ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit to Russia for the BRICS summit, India and China reach a patrol agreement in Ladakh along the line of actual control. This, ladies and gentlemen, comes as a big move, as it can potentially lead to disengagement and resolution of the tension that began in May 2020. Big breakthrough in sight in the most sensational murder of 2024 of NCP leader and builder Baba Siddiki in Mumbai. Zishan Siddiki, his son, is now openly hinting at the rival builder-politician nexus, thereby confirming that the Lawrence Bishnoi angle and the Bollywood angle peddled by the Lutyens media was a hoax. We expect Zishan to come up with major leads in this case this week. Just 4 days after Omar Abdullah was sworn in as the Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir, terror sponsored by Pakistan kills 7 people and injures 5 in Kashmir's Ganderbal. The Resistance Front, an offshoot of Pakistan-based Lashkar-e-Toiba, claims responsibility for the attack. And once again, Chandrachud in controversy. Chief Justice of India, Chandrachud, who will be retiring in a few days, is in another big controversy just because he says he had prayed for a solution to the Ram Janmabhoomi Babri Masjid dispute before pronouncing the verdict, emphasizing, he says, that God helps people find a way for people who have faith. The Indi leaders, the Samajwadi Party leader, meanwhile, goes on an abusive rant against the CGI, and there are a lot of reactions on this statement. And ladies and gentlemen, in a historic pushback against Chinese aggression, India for the last 4 years has resolutely stood its ground to get a complete disengagement of Chinese troops along the LAC. Today, the Ministry of External Affairs came up with a bit of a suo moto comment that India and China have finally settled for a patrolling agreement along the LAC, which means that the pre-2020 Galwan Clash status will now be largely restored along the LAC.
In a historic pushback against Chinese aggression, the MEA announced that it has reached an agreement with China over border disengagement.
As a result of the discussions that have taken place over the last several weeks, an agreement has been arrived at on patrolling arrangements along the line of actual control in the India-China border areas. And this is leading to disengagement and eventually a resolution of the issues that had arisen in these areas in 2020.
This development comes just days after External Affairs Minister S. Shankar hinted at India and China having completed 75% of disengagement talks during an event in Geneva.
So we've been negotiating now for close to 4 years. And the first step of that is what we call disengagement, which is that their troops go back to their normal operating bases and our troops go back to our normal operating bases. And where required, we have an arrangement about patrolling, because both of us patrol regularly in that border, because, as I said, it's not a legally delineated border. Those negotiations are going on. We made some progress. I would say roughly, you can say about 75% of the disengagement problems are sorted out. We still have some things to do.
The development comes after back-to-back high-level talks that were held between Indian and Chinese counterparts in the last 3 months. This included the meeting of NSA Ajit Doval and Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi at St. Petersburg on the sidelines of the BRICS NSAS meeting. India made steady progress in the last 4 years with various disengagement agreements along the LAC to restore pre-2020 status quo. Depsang and Demchok were the last two key strategic areas where disengagement talks were stalled for the longest time. With this agreement for Depsang and Demchok regions, India and China have taken a step closer to complete disengagement along the LAC on flashpoints of the 2020 clashes. The significant development on the eve of the BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia, which will be attended by both Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping, adds another layer of anticipation of possibly the first official engagement between the two top world leaders since the sidelines of the G20 summit at Bali in 2022.
This evening, 4 of our guests lined up. That's Ajay Alok of the BJP, America Narayana Kilswamy are pro-Congress, and Swasti Rao is an assistant fellow at the Manohar Parrikar Institute, or IDSA. So I start with you, Swasti, on this. I feel this is fairly significant, but what is important was that it was almost a suo motu comment. The reporter asked some other question, and it's quite clear that the MEA spokesperson wanted to make this a headline before the Prime Minister's visit. Is this purely aimed at the upcoming BRICS event, or on its own, you know, is this a significant announcement?
Yeah. Okay. Good evening, Arnab, but thank you for your question. So very quickly, yes, there is a context to it, which is that, yes, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Chinese President Xi Jinping are going to be meeting the sidelines of the BRICS summit. And this is going to start tomorrow. So obviously, it makes sense for them to sort of have this kind of a favorable disposition towards each other. So that's one part. But however, to reduce it to merely the fact that they have to, since they have to meet at the BRICS summit, therefore they have only done something at a superficial level is not something I agree to. Like you mentioned, that there are basically two things, that there is a disengagement process to happen at the LAC, and there's also a de-escalation process to happen at the LAC. What we have seen right now is disengagement, okay? And this disengagement, you know, somebody can argue that this is a small step, but I think, in my opinion, this is an incremental step, and another step can be taken which can be built on this. So nobody here is saying that the complete problem at LAC has been resolved, but what we have achieved after so many years of negotiation, okay, and without really bowing down to any Chinese pressure or tactic or this and that, is that we have agreed mutually to try and disengage, and especially at the key areas of Depsang and Demchok, because Depsang is also a place where in 2013 there was a face-off. Now, this, of course, de-escalation is not happening, and I hope that this de-escalation can be also reached out later. However, the only caveat, Arnab, that I would like to leave the audience with, and everybody else is is that Chinese are masters at doublespeak. The last important event of Chinese interference in Indian political system was, of course, during the Manmohan Singh years, when there was this hue and cry about how to engage China, and we kind of, closed our eyes to a lot of things that the Chinese were doing, and something that we are now sort of somewhere in later years we, reap the consequences for. So the Chinese are masters at doublespeak. The Chinese take one step forward and two steps backwards, and this is what Chinese have been all about. They have backstabbed India at a time when India was honoring all the commitments. So all this has to be taken with a pinch of salt, and I would say this has to be rooted in strong strategic realism. And finally, the thing is that India has always been clear, whether it's Pakistan or China, that our bilateral issues and our bilateral, disagreements or whatever conflicts with our neighbors, something that we deal with bilaterally.
Yeah.
So there has never been a kind of a space for the third-party engagement, and I think we'll stand by that. So this is a complete picture of what I feel this conflict, de-escalation is about.
So, but at least, thank you for that, Swasti. But at least our pro-Congress voices should say thank you to this government for clearing the mess that they created. I mean, all this mess, when the Chinese stopped us from patrolling, they set up remote camps almost 18, 19 kilometers into our territory. Who was in power? America, I know your hand is up. You was in power. Sonia Gandhi was in power through the puppet Manmohan Singh. Who was in power when Budse became a flashpoint? When PP10, PP11, PP12, PP13, all the points patrolling stopped, who was in power? Sonia Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi were in power through the puppet sort of Manmohan Singh. Right? So it's difficult. It has taken 11 years to clear this up. Right, America? So say thank you.
All right.
Say thank you.
I wish I could, if it really happens. But to put things in perspective, it is 2 meetings that Modi had in Chennai once, one in native state, where there is a Bonhomme front. But right at that point, China showed its real color, coming inside India and holding the placard.
Sorry, America, I can't let you get away with lies.
Please.
The fact is that your leader Rahul Gandhi signed a secret agreement of which I have pictures, put them on air, with Xi Jinping, and within 4 years of that, while having a private relationship with the Congress government, while giving crores of rupees to the Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, the Chinese prevented Indian patrolling from 4 points.
You can hog the show as always you do.
No, but the agreement, the flashpoint happened 4 years after this signature.
Why don't you allow him to speak? Why don't you allow
Would you
him
mind
to speak?
finishing my thing, or you want to just hog the show? Then why do you call us?
No, I'm not hogging the show. I'm just fixing what you said.
The 2 meetings, Bonhomme meetings for the stage was set up, and Chinese showed the real color. And the 2,000 square miles of India subsequent to the worst thing after Akasi Chin has happened during this period of Modi meeting at 2014 and 17. So let's get that fact. However, now even today...
Now tell me 4 points on this 2,000... No, sorry. You just said 2,000 square kilometer. Please tell me 4 points on the perimeter of this 2,000 square, fictitious 2,000 square kilometer thing. America, I am cornering you. America, I am cornering you. Either you or Akhil, give me 4 points along the perimeter of this fictitious 2,000 kilometers that you claim has been captured by the Chinese. Akhil, if you can give me 4 points, I will give you a medal. Give me 4 points. Name the 4 points.
They have not come into our territory. So
name the 4 points.
Okay?
Name 4 points. Don't pretend you can't hear me.
This
Name 4 points.
Is being done on the sideline of BRICS.
Name 4 points. Don't dodge, don't duck. Name 4 points.
Are you an anchor or a BJP spokesperson?
I'm a very good and very aggressive anchor who you are trembling in front of because I'm asking you 4 points. Because you don't have 4 points.
You allow him to speak.
Do you know 4 points? Do you know 4 points? Okay, you tell me, Akhil. You tell me, which 4 points am I talking about? Tell me 4 points. He mentioned 2,000 kilometers. 2,000 kilometers, 4 points. Name 4 points.
He won't allow him to speak.
Name 4 points.
He would allow only BJP
Say, I don't
persons
know.
to speak.
I'm asking a question.
No, you will keep asking questions.
No. I am asking you a question here. Name 4 points. Name 4 points.
You allow
Name
the
4
BJP
points.
person speaking for 5 minutes.
Because of your seniority and age, I'm not punching you back.
5 minutes.
But I am only gently pushing you back. I'm saying name 4 points.
You are a BJP.
You can't answer.
You are not an anchor.
You don't know anything. You have no knowledge of geography, strategy, India-China relations. What do you teach, man? What do you teach? What are you a professor of?
Why do you call
I
us?
pity your
asking me or
students.
him?
Now you're quiet. Name 4 points. I go back to one-on-one America with no covering fire from Akhil Swami will take on Ajay Alok. 2 people on the debate. Name 4 points, America.
It is irrelevant.
Irrelevant.
Whether
Again, you will not
Irrelevant.
Arnab, if I want to ask you a question in accounting, I know Financial Accounting Standards Board, it will be as stupid as you asking me this.
I'm not.
I
I don't even claim to know accounting at all. I'm not even interested. I'm not even interested. But you claim that you know about India-China relations.
A logical, common sense question, and you are nitpicking as you regularly do.
I'm asking you a question on a subject I know. Are you saying you don't know anything about this issue?
Trying to discuss a total macro level thing. You are nitpicking. It just shows your knowledge of what we are talking about.
You can't debate with me. 1 minute. Just one.
Really?
1 minute.
You be the judge
See,
and jury
America,
and
listen.
debater.
America, I'll have to squish you right now, metaphorically like a mosquito. And I'm asking you, name 4 points of the 2,000 kilometers. Name 4 points. 4 points along the 2,000 kilometers that you liars claim that we have lost our territory. You're a bunch of liars, and I'm going to expose you nice and proper. Name 4 points.
It is irrelevant.
Name 4. Don't keep crying irrelevant. You make an accusation, stand for it, man. Name 4 points.
Right, it's irrelevant. I'm not going to ask you.
You're about to cry. You're about to cry because you don't know even 2 points.
Questions. Listen, in the Galwan Valley today, north of the river, they accumulated the entire thing after Modi has come into power. Can you deny that? Can you or can't you?
Okay, so I'll tell you what. I'll tell you what. I'll let Ajay take that because I don't want to hog the limelight on my show. But I'll tell you what. I have never met someone who's as big an ignoramus as you. The fact of the matter is that in 2009, 1 minute. I'll tell you. In 2009, the PLA made the first offensive move strongly at Track Junction Nala in the south at the Butse/Depsang plains. I thought people like you will know this much. You come unprepared, without information, and then you cry when I beat you back on my program.
I'm no expert in foreign policy.
Good. Then why? Then what were you saying so? But then don't. If you're not an expert, then leave it to us. We know.
As a common man. I have come here as a common man to question your stupidity.
You can be a common man, but if you're ignorant on a subject, then please say I'm ignorant. Don't tell Akhil Swami to bat for you.
I don't need to know what exactly are the phone points to tell you what Modi
if you don't know, then say, Arnab, I don't know anything.
How Russia is pushing on this whole thing.
Ajay Alok is on the debate tonight. Viewers, Ajay Alok.
He will insult South.
I am not insulting anyone. I'm taking you on and giving you squarely back. I'm very polite till you're polite.
Okay,
you try and act smart with me, Akhil Swami, then you push me across the Lakshman Rekha, but I wouldn't use bad language unlike you. I can get back in a decent manner.
Now
I'm an educated man.
Speak for 5 minutes.
I hope you are.
You will not utter a single word when Alok is speaking. Just, I will remind you.
If Ajay Alok makes a factual mistake, I will stop him 1,000 times.
You are a biased empire.
ठीक है यार, I'm a biased empire. Okay, whatever I may be, I am better than a human seesaw like you. You are a human seesaw. You don't know which side you are on.
You are a Godi media.
That's all right. Now Ajay Alok is on the debate with you. Ajay, now listen. Is this squarely timed? Is this squarely timed? Be quiet. Ajay Alok, is this squarely timed at trying to create a good atmosphere before the BRICS summit?
See, first of all, I would like to say, Mr. Marikai, that if Arnab asks irrelevant question, then why you are presenting irrelevant facts that the China has claimed 2,000 square kilometers of territory? That's the most irrelevant fact. It's a figment of imagination of Rahul Gandhi, which you are echoing. This is the truth. Because since 1962, China has been claiming our lands till 2013. Now let me rehearse a shlok for you in Ved. Deva durbala ghataka. I hope you understand. It means God also kills who is weak. Since 2020, we have shown to China what we are capable of doing. We have not submitted in front of China by saying that this land, this does not grow any grass, so let it be. No, we have just shown them what we are made of. Infrastructural development at the border areas, the connectivity at the border areas, our soldier presence at the border areas, getting drone supervision from border areas, all these things have compelled China that yes, they are not in a position to confront us. So better is to improve the relation. And that goes,
I am sitting here. Are you missing me? One minute. I am sitting right here. Are you missing me? Let him complete.
Interrupt him.
I won't do what you tell me, right? Did I tell you to become an ostrich? Did I tell you to become an ostrich?
If I'm saying anything wrong...
Let him complete, then you come back.
No, if I'm saying anything wrong, if I'm saying anything irrelevant, you interrupt me.
Don't know anything about foreign affairs.
Yes. I'm a doctor, but at least I'm well read. I'm a doctor, I'm well read.
You do not know
I know the facts.
anything about relations.
Don't worry about me. I'm practicing politics. I'm practicing and I'm well read. Unlike you, who is absolutely ignorant about the facts. You is absolutely ignorant about the facts.
Now you are in BJP. Next time you will be in RJD.
What irrelevant talks now you are doing? Actually, you both are irrelevant, basically. I went to RJD, I went to RCP. Is that what we are discussing here?
Silly.
Who is irrelevant?
Childish.
You or me? Now here we are talking a strengthening India, a strengthened India, a strong India. What's irking you? What's irking you? And Mr. America, if India is becoming strong, why do you have problem? Like Congress people, like Congress folks.
Canada and America, your relations are
what is happening?
And you are making friend China.
The Ministry of External Affairs is making statement and is bluff.
No. Ministry of and where are you jumping guns? Canada and America.
Why you are jumping guns? Stay on China.
From Canada.
Stay on China. We have given the Canadians what they needed.
Relations are with Canada.
We have given the Canadians what they needed.
Relations are with America.
Right. Don't worry about Canada. We are discussing China here. Basically, you guys are unable to digest the fact that under Prime Minister Modi leadership, India's foreign relations is improving and strengthening every day by day. And the world is acknowledging India's growth as a superpower. This you cannot digest.
I think Akhil Swami is unprepared. I think Akhil Swami is unprepared. Chronology samjho.
You are anti-Hindu.
What are you debating, man? I mean, the only expert here is Swasti Rao. At least I am aware. You are all unaware.
China is your friend. America, Canada is your enemy.
This is the problem with the Congress party. They know nothing about anything. This is the problem.
Can I come in?
And neither do you make an attempt to know.
Can I come in, please?
No, I'm sorry, but your clock is stuck. You think Salman Khurshid is the foreign minister of India today. America, I'll ask you 3 points here because it is a political issue. See, I'm not saying everything has been fixed. I'm saying, God's sake, I'm saying everything has not been fixed. You know, all the provocative moves of China of 2020 are not fixed, but you are processing, you're moving significantly towards the situation. Let's look at the big picture. Obviously, Swasti, India is doing this, as you said, not only because of the BRICS summit. It's also...
Would you allow me to speak or not?
Have you ever listened to anyone in your life? Why are you behaving like this?
You are allowing her second time.
Yeah, because she's the expert, not you.
You have not given me chance.
I gave you and you missed it. Now, please don't embarrass yourself.
Now you are giving second chance to Swati.
I am, because she made a lot of sense, unlike you in her first engagement.
Then your empire is biased. Why should I be here?
That's your choice. My question to Swasti...
Allow me to speak. Give me a chance to speak.
Yeah, please don't behave like Idi Amin on my program. Please, 2 minutes. Now, it's not your way or the highway. My question to Swasti is, Swasti, see, let's look at the situation with seriousness. Obviously, we need to do a bit of balancing as well. We are not going in for a BRICS currency. We are not going all out. right?
Yeah.
We need to work with the Americans. What we must make it clear to the Americans that we are not at a state of huge turmoil with China. And we need America to do the rescue number. Can you explain this, in geostrategic terms?
So, well, very quickly, I mean, okay, just because these, some gentlemen were very offended and they didn't understand. So if you allow me 10 seconds, if they really wanted to make some sense, they could have actually mentioned these 4 patrolling points, patrolling points 14, 16, 18, and 19, where actually you were asking them for 4 points. And these are the 4 points, actually. So it's a very simple answer, where China had basically blocked India's patrolling. And exactly this is the disengagement that we have been trying to basically achieve through the latest talks. So I think that's a short answer to this long discussion that you were earlier having. Now, with respect to the America question and, all India's multi-alignment, see, Arnab, I think I'm of the view, and which is, I believe, a more legit view of looking at things, is that diplomacy is never a zero-sum game. Diplomacy is all about expanding your convergences and, minimizing your divergences. And in that regard, there are certain values and there are certain principles by which India stands. One of those principles are that India believes in multi-alignment. India believes in pushing for a multipolar world order, because a multipolar world is definitely a safer world. If you look at what is happening in Indo-Pacific with the rise in great power contestation between US and China, of course, it makes the world very dangerous. So very quickly, because India has these core commitments, right, when it comes to the world order, and then there's also a third thing, which is that India takes a lot of pride, okay, and genuine pride in being the voice of the global South. Now, because of all this, you see the pattern of foreign policy emerging the way it does, which is that, yes, on the one hand, we definitely need important strategic partnerships. I mean, today we have a lot of 2+2 mechanisms with a lot of Western powers. We have a lot of technological cooperation with them. We have a lot of defense industry cooperation with them. And in that sense, we have, very justifiably diversified away from our dependencies on China. And I think kudos to the Modi government to actually put that into place, because everybody talked about it, but nobody could really do it. And that, along with self-reliance, but on the other hand, India knows the value of engaging Russia. India knows that India has to be a part of SCO and BRICS, because it does not wish that these kind of multilateral organizations become dominated by China.
Yeah, but,
so yes, we are careful.
But at the same time, one point I'd like to add to your points, Vasti, and maybe America and Akhil will understand it, that this also, we have leverage. The Chinese economy is slowing down. They need greater access to our markets. They need to build in investments. So we are doing things knowing that we also have levers on them. This is a two-way negotiation. So America and Akhil, would you like to, I just get responses from the two men, please. Yes.
Yes.
Sure.
Can I?
Yes.
Does he? If you want to go ahead, let him go ahead. Can I?
Yeah, go. Decide.
Okay. I want to start. Now, I do not deny that peace is more important. It is in the interest of every country and for the development of the country. But the real question is, she talked about multipolar world. And the multipolar world, we are strong today after 75 years of independence based on the basis created by various prime ministers even before Modi. But even without that, we created a third voice in the world during the time of Nehru and subsequently carried forward. So it's not the first time I agree that it should not be a bipolar world, but we should have our thing. And I think there are certain things, I'm not saying everything Modi ji does is wrong. As a matter of fact, very recently, I think Rahul Gandhi said, in foreign policy, there's no major disagreement. The question is when you're trying to project it as if he is the only man who has done it, and I, as the opposition, have a responsibility.
I think we are talking about national policy. I want Ajay to respond to that because I have limited time. No. The point is that the point is the point is,
and I'm also warning you and the viewers today that never trust the Chinese.
Well, no, never trust the Americans either, never trust the Italians, never trust the British, never trust anyone. Never trust anyone. I wouldn't even trust you, America. Never trust anyone. That's the policy. There's nothing new about it. Okay, Ajay Alok, 10-second counter. Ajay Alok, I see a hand up. Ajay.
Not me, not Akhil Swami. Not Akhil Swami. I won't get a chance.
We never trust anyone, nor we are dependent on anyone. Number one.
I won't
Number
allow
two.
you to speak.
If you're talking of Modi, if you're so much obsessed with Modi, let me remind you. It was during Nehru. That during China war.
I won't allow
he
you
didn't
to
allow
speak.
our Indian Air Force to have a strike.
I get opportunity.
So this is the basic difference between Nehru and Modi.
I won't
Don't get
allow Arnab
self-obsessed
to play
with
games with me.
your obsession, obsessive compulsive neurosis with Modi is
Arnab
understood.
to play game with me. He is not allowing me to speak. He is not allowing me
Sir,
to
I was never a sportsman. I don't play games. I thank you very much.
You are
Ladies
playing
and gentlemen, no, I don't play games. I don't play games. I don't even play games with myself. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, the Baba Siddiki murder, where we are the only channel that told you the truth. We told you it's rubbish to link it to Lawrence Bishnoi. We told you it's rubbish to link it to Salman Khan, to Bollywood. And the reality is now out. This is firmly a build-up politician fight. This is what it's about.
Controversial politician, Bollywood linkman Baba Siddiqui's murder is turning out to be one of the most sensational cases. Shot outside his son's office in the heart of Mumbai, Lutyens media drove the narrative of gangster Lawrence Bishnoi's hoax. His son, Zishan Siddiki, has trashed this theory. His back-to-back cryptic post on social media is a clear reflection of his unhappiness towards these false narratives. It was on 17th October when Zishan Siddiki for the first time opened up on his real reason behind his father's death. On October 20th, taking it to social media handle, he hinted at political rivalry behind the murder of his father. He said, quote unquote, "They silenced my father." He added that his father stood for justice, saying that he will take his father's fight forward.
In Baba Siddiqui's sensational murder case, the Mumbai Police Crime Branch team is investigating the entire matter. What we have been seeing that Baba Siddiqui's son, Mr. Zishan Siddiki, has put out several cryptic tweets, and through those tweets, basically, he wanted to share a message that his father has fought a long battle for saving the lives of the poor people and the downtrodden people, and he has said that his fight will continue and he will take his father's position to fight this long battle in the longer run.
And while Zishan has hinted at the business rivalry as the real reason, there is stone-cold silence from the Mahavikas Aghadi. It is clear that the angle around Lawrence Bishnoi was a hoax that was peddled by the Lutyens media.
So this is the most sensational murder of 2024. The Bishnoi angle was a hoax, Swagata. Salman Khan angle was a hoax. Bollywood angle was a hoax, right? The real story is that there is a builder politician group that has killed Baba Siddiki. He is also a builder and a politician. So one builder politician group targeted by another builder politician group. Are you going to keep it a secret till before voting and release this information in a press conference closer to the voting? Why don't you do it now?
See, there is police investigation still going on. So once that is completed, I think it will be out in media.
When?
Indirectly, Zishan has already posted on social media.
Indirectly, what is he saying in your view? What is he suggesting?
He has indirectly posted that his father's life has gone protecting a lot of people, poor people. Property issue is mentioned in the post.
Property issue. Property issue. So Baba Siddiki was representing one builder politician nexus. Who was he representing? His son? Who was the builder for him? He's also a builder. Was he interested in this project himself? Or was he lobbying for someone else?
Sir, he was not. He was opposing a construction project.
Why was he opposing it?
If you could see Zishan's post.
Why was he opposing?
protecting all the slum area people.
Without any interest himself?
Sir, Jishan is an elected member from Bandra East. If he's taking care of his constituency people, then I think he's taking a stand.
Against whom? Against whom?
The name is still not been revealed, sir. Once...
But reveal the name. You see, it's so dangerous here it's so dangerous here. So dangerous, viewers, that we all know that there is a builder and a politician group that has killed another politician. And to divert attention, to fool you, they have said, oh, this is because that builder was friends with Salman Khan. We are increasing Salman Khan's security. Salman Khan is going around on television saying, I am having so much stress. Why are you giving this poor Salman Khan stress? This has nothing to do with him. He is going on his TV show, I am going through so much stress. Why are you giving him stress? Kishore Tiwari? Why are you giving Salman Khan stress?
Arnab, I am with you. In fact, this is a clear-cut killing by the builders and politicians and nexus, and somebody's interest is there. And why?
What is it? Somebody? You're all talking like you spoke about in SSR case. Name the person, no?
No. This is the builders who have interest where the Jishana and Baba was opposing the project. They must have illuminated Baba. Then
who are the people? Okay, so Shiv Sena, Uddhav Sena spokesperson says that the people who Baba Siddiki was opposing have killed Baba Siddiki. Who are those people?
Arnab, if Maharashtra government is not able to investigate, then CBI should intervene in the matter. And only you have been following. Other people are saying the Bishnovi angle, and he has become an international terror and all these things. And they are covering up.
Who are these other people? Who are these other people? Who are these other people? These are the oppositions only. Who are these other people?
Arnab, the Lutean media being controlled by opposition in Maharashtra? Arnab, this is nonsense.
I don't know about Lutean media. I know about the Parambir Waze media.
Yes, sir. What are you talking? If media would have been controlled, you wouldn't have been speaking.
Arnab, Swagata, your own MLA has been killed, and you are not coming out with the fact. Why don't you go to the government of Maharashtra? Why don't you go to ask for a CBI NIA investigation?
Sir, the inquiry is still going on. You will get result in coming days.
First,
Baba,
let's talk nobody is doing the inquiry.
You know,
nobody is doing the inquiry in this direction.
Who's the builder from that area?
SRA project politician and builder annexes has killed one politician.
Sir, you are naming. I am not naming.
Yeah.
I am not naming.
I am saying you. Now whoever having the interest should be interrogated. Why it is not being done? I am surprised. I am surprised, Arnab. Arnab, you are the only channel who are taking up this matter. And Ajay Alok is keeping mum. Ajay Alok, what is happening? Devendra Fadnavis is also keeping mum. Ajay Alok, if we are involved, arrest us. But we know the all builders have connection with the BJP walas. Why Mahavikas Aghadi being questioned?
Uddhav Sena on record saying if anyone among us is involved, arrest us. Right?
This is a clear-cut challenge. We know who are involved. They are connected to BJP. BJP has
or is it Ajay Alok?
Name them if you know.
No. There's another angle to this, Ajay. That maybe you know Ajay Alok, who is involved, but you are keeping your political options open with that group in case you are short of numbers after voting on the 23rd of November and you will need to pressurize them. So you may know who is involved in killing Baba Siddiki, but you won't speak now because you want to use it for bargaining after the results are declared.
Arnab, this is a big allegation.
It's a
Ajay
question.
should come out.
First
Ajay
of all,
should come out
Arnab,
with the
Ajay Alok, why is it that for the first 2-3 days, spokespersons of the BJP openly named Uddhav Sena leaders as representing a rival lobby, then suddenly became quiet, and there are also chat about some backroom conversation between Uddhav Sena and BJP?
First of all, Arnab, let me assure you and through your channel to all the people of Maharashtra and Mumbai that Mumbai police is one of the most professional and the most disciplined forces, which was misused by Uddhav Thackeray during his tenure.
Most corrupt, motivated
you are one of the victims of that during Uddhav Thackeray's regime. Now, since Mumbai police, the crime branch has been given free hand to investigate, let them come out with the investigation. And second thing, BJP does not believe, or for that matter, Mahayuti does not believe in the politics of murder. Politics of murder. That is something specialized by the Shiv Sena Uddhav Thackeray these days.
Why they are not updating their
Don't shout in between. Don't shout in between. You will have to take some water. You will have to take some water. Don't shout in between. Don't worry, the investigation is taking its own course, number one. There are multiple theories attached to it. Every theory is being taken care of. Second thing, we do not have anything doing to that party who forgets the principle of Bala Sahib Thackeray. Who has forgot his own father. Kishore Tiwari, Bala Sahib Thackeray yaad hai? You don't remember Bala Sahib Thackeray, how will you remember anything?
अरे भाई ये सब एमएलए ऐसा
लाएंगे ना बाला साहब ठाकरे because you guys are absolutely derailed.
अरे ये कितनी बड़ी बात कर रहे हैं अर्नब,
आप लोग डिरेल्ड हो चुके हो और अगर आपका आदमी इन्वॉल्व है then be ready for a song. If your people are involved in that, get ready to dance nicely to your song which Mumbai police will make you do.
बात कर रहा है, अरे अर्नब को साथ दो. अरे अर्नब अकेला है जो बोल रहा है कि पॉलिटिशियन लोग
अर्नब अकेला ही लड़ा था आप लोग से,
तो वो अनेक थे तो
अर्नब अकेला ही लड़ा था आपसे.
भाई आप एक बात बताओ किशोर तिवारी मेरी बात सुनिए किशोर तिवारी मेरी बात सुनिए देखिए एक मिनट. ये अर्नब अकेला है. आपको याद है ना कैसे आप लोगों को हैंडल किया, कैसे आप लोगों को हमने हराया.
अरे हमने
आप समझ गए ना कि जब मैं तलोजा से निकला था आप लोग कैसे भाग रहे थे मेरे को देख के आपके वर्कर्स भाग रहे थे, याद है कि नहीं? कैसे रो रहे थे आप लोग, हाँ आपको याद है आपका वो कौन था, क्या नाम है उसका, एवरीवन ऑन एयर, क्या नाम है उसका नाम क्या है, क्या वीर परमवीर,
अरे वो
क्या वाजे सचिन वाजे, वो दोनों कहाँ हैं अभी? हाँ कहाँ हैं परमवीर और वाजे? एक अंदर एक पता नहीं कहाँ भाग रहा है. आपके ही लोग हैं ना. शर्म आती है आपको?
अरे देवेंद्र फडणवीस,
परमवीर और सचिन वाजे के स्पॉन्सर.
क्या मर्डर तो वो छोटी बात है.
अरे क्या बात कर रहे भैया मैं बोल रहा हूँ
अभी तो वो छोड़िए. नाउ आई एम आस्किंग यू, नो बट एट द सेम टाइम Anish, you guys are very quiet. What happened? Tell me one thing. What happened? You are just hoping for this issue to go away. It won't go away.
I've been on your show before. Zishan is someone I've worked with in the past, and I think there has been a request.
How have you worked with him in the past?
I used to be working with the Congress party, which is why when he was Youth Congress president, he was someone I worked with. And then during the sort of COVID relief time, I worked with him on the COVID relief bit. But that was way long ago. But my
not
point
in property.
There's been a desire.
Not in property.
No property. Please.
Why? What's wrong? All you politicians dabble in property on the side.
I have no property to my name, Arnab. I wish I did at this age, but I don't anymore. But let me answer you as to why we've been quiet, right? I think there's been a circus that has been playing out, has been pointed out by many people, where members of a gang are giving press conferences from police stations. There has been no clarification from the Home Ministry which is headed by Devendra Fadnavis ji, a member of the BJP and also the Deputy Chief Minister, as to what happened. There's also been a complete lack of clarity around the other political killings in the last 3 sort of months.
Why you are not clarifying your stand? Is he killed by a Bishnoi gang or a builder come politician of Mumbai? This is the matter of discussion, Baba. Don't go to the integrity and all these things.
Kishore, can you stop? Kishore, that is your ally speaking. Kishore, you don't know who your allies are. I know you don't know because you keep changing your side every day. But that is someone from Sharad Pawar Sena.
Arno, I am fighting against the politician who are making a builder and running the corrupt government. I know who is involved. Our party is not involved anyway.
Facts. You know who is involved.
Then go and tell the crime branch.
Tell us who is involved.
Tell us. I want to know my NCP leader is no more. So I want to know. So that I can give strength to
I have a question. I have a counter question to you. I have a counter question where you said that you know who it is and that the name will be revealed after investigations. Arnab, that's a serious charge to be made on national television if the NCP spokesperson is saying that somebody in the government knows who is behind this.
What?
If they know,
I said,
then why is the name not being released?
Let me clear
if they know,
I
then
never
why is the
said
Mumbai
that
police
I
not
know
allowed
the
to
name.
act?
I don't know. I never said I know the name. The name will come out after the investigation. I said the name will come after the investigation. I clearly said that the name will come out after the investigation. I never said that. I know the name. I am not working I'm not a CBI agent or someone.
Swagata, where are the BJP leader? Ajay, look, you know, you are spokesperson, so-called spokesperson.
Yeah, I know. They are very much there contesting election. We have announced the candidates. The BJP leaders are very much there. You guys are running haywire. Where is Anil Parab? You tell me. And if you know anything, go and tell it to his crime branch. Why you are sitting here? You are not a responsible citizen.
Name him.
You are not a responsible citizen of this country.
Give to the
that you are having some information and you are hiding it from the police.
Having a proof, give to the Bombay police.
Aiding and abetting a crime is also a crime.
Don't speak nonsense. Where are you?
Aiding and abetting a crime is also a crime. Kishore Tiwari, don't commit a crime in this age.
Where are you, your spokesperson now? Nonsense people.
Can't you see me? You have some eye problem.
Irresponsible statement. You have a big builder.
I'm in front of you. You must be watching me on the screen.
Everyone, 4 of them. I'm closing it.
Gautam Adani have got an interest.
If you have any information, go and give it to the crime branch.
I'm saying both have
ladies and gentlemen, I make a prediction today. Please hear me. I make a prediction today. This will be the biggest political story in the run-up to the Maharashtra election. The Mumbai police will have to reveal. And then there will be a debate on it. If there is muck, let the muck come out. Let the truth be told. But I think pushing this Lawrence Bishnoi Salman Khan angle does nobody any good. We feel bad when we see Salman Khan so stressed on his TV show, saying, I don't know what I'm going through in life. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, on the other side tonight, thank you very much, everyone. On the other side tonight, there has been a killing of people working on an infrastructure project in the state of Jammu and Kashmir. Most critically, we will debate why this particular project was targeted and what the response needs to be in our view when I'm back.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
जब फटा देखा तो यहाँ पे पूरा धुएं का गुब्बार था, पूरा धुआं का। बहुत देर तक रहा, कम से कम 10 मिनट तक धुआं रहा पूरी तरह। किसी को भी समझ नहीं आया। यहाँ पे आप देखोगे तो यहाँ पे जो सामने दुकानें हैं उनके ऊपर की शीशे भी टूटे हुए हैं, उनके नाम भी हिले हुए हैं।
An agreement has been arrived at on patrolling arrangements along the line of actual control in the India-China border areas, and this is leading to disengagement and eventually a resolution of the issues that had arisen in these areas in 2020.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Director, the taste of success.
I don't care for no songs and proses. I don't care for no sweet boys with roses. All I want is a touch of love.
From the Republic Media Network headquarters, it's time for Arnab Goswami on the debate. Arnab Goswami on the debate.
Now that he is in power, Farooq Abdullah is changing his tune. He's taking on Pakistan, believe it or not, saying no talks till Pakistan spreads terror in the Kashmir Valley. And says, rightly so, that Kashmir will never be Pakistan. We agree with you, Farooq, for once. You're correct. And I'm glad that even if for selfish reasons, Farooq, who till yesterday was demanding talks with Pakistan, talks with China, is suddenly changing his tune. But this is too much. Dr. Shahnawaz from Badgam, killed in Ganderbal yesterday. Faheen from Bihar. Anil Shukla from Madhya Pradesh. Mohammad Hanif from Bihar. Kaleen from Bihar. Sashi Abrol from Jammu, Gurmeet Singh from Punjab, all killed on the Lashkar-e-Toiba and the ISI's instructions. This is just going on and on. There are so many incidents, one after the other. Last 3 months, such an escalation. It's too much. It's too much. We demand a surgical strike on Pakistan, and we know, you know, I know, all of us know, that if their intent is clear, why is our not? And if our intent is to avoid escalation with the Pakistanis, and if that intent, that we don't want to really escalate it with the Pakistanis, if that intent is holding us back, let us be clear, the Pakistanis have already escalated. What are we waiting for? A bigger strike? What are we waiting for? Dozens more killed? Viewers of Republic, Pakistan killed workers who are working on the Z-More tunnel. A tunnel that will provide all-weather connectivity to Sonmar, Ganderbal, Ladakh, and make our military ready to move at quick speed, rapid speed at short notice. We must now double down on the completion of this project and seriously evaluate a crippling strike on Pakistan. This has happened just days after Jaishankar visited Pakistan. It has happened just days after Omar Abdullah was sworn in. And I cringe, and I'm sure you do as well, when I see pictures of some pseudo-Indian journos, shame on them, taking selfies and pictures and giving smiles there, standing with Nawaz Sharif as if they've just been from a birthday party, having gup-shup with him on India-Pakistan relations. These journos lack a sense of self-esteem and reality. Like the now dethroned ex-editor of a newspaper who runs a small petty website these days. These journos as well probably want to see some Aman Ki Asha action with the Pakistanis. They should learn, if nothing else, than from their patron Saint Farooq Abdullah, who is himself changing its own colors now. But viewers, forget all that. There has to be a military response. The NIA, National Investigation Agency, can only investigate. It can't solve the problem. And there's nothing to investigate. Pakistan is behind this. The NIA can't solve the problem. Who can? The armed forces can. The military can. The Air Force can. Let's debate.
I, Omar Abdullah, do swear in the name of God.
5 days after Omar Abdullah took over as Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister, the valley witnessed the deadliest terror attack of the year. Pakistan-backed terrorists infiltrated Kashmir and gunned down 7 innocent civilians. The mastermind behind the dastardly attack has now been unmasked. Sajjad Gul, the Lashkar-e-Toiba commander, is suspected to be the mastermind behind this act of cowardice. There is massive anger against Pakistan.
ये बहुत ही दुर्भाग्यपूर्ण है। जम्मू कश्मीर का प्रशासन पूरी तरह से इन परिजनों के परिवारों के साथ है और मुझे लगता है कि जल्द ही जिन लोगों ने इस घृणित काम को अंजाम दिया है उनको निश्चित रूप से भुगतना पड़ेगा।
The Ganderbal incident is the second attack in just 3 days. It was on 18th of October when a non-local was killed in Shopian. With Pakistan going back to its old sinister agenda, there is a growing chorus that India should give it back.
Sushant Sareen, General Dayal, strong panel tonight taking on Uzma Kardar, MP from the PMLN, and Yasir Janjua on the debate this evening. General Bishambar Dayal, starting with you out here, what is the intent and how should we deal with it?
See, Arnab, the intent is very clear. The intent of Pakistan is to see that democracy does not flourish in Jammu and Kashmir. that they send a message across the world that these elections and everything going on in Jammu and Kashmir towards development and opening up of Jammu and Kashmir is all orchestrated by the Indian state and there is militancy there. Their effort is to prove that it is still a disturbed area. And the second very attempt is to strike at a place where we are, where there's a pan-India presence, where we are doing something very constructive to join the tunnel will open up India to Leh and Ladakh in a different manner. So the whole thing is, and there's a pan-India presence of people there. So terror and nothing else. And this is going on for quite some time. It's not just the last incident or an incident before that. But it has been going on from last 5-6 months. The effort of the mastermind is nobody other than Master Munir sitting in Lahore. I mean in Pakistan, the chief of army staff of Pakistan Army, the chief of Pakistani intelligence agency. I mean, they are the people straight away responsible for it. They are masterminding it. They are orchestrating it. They are putting resources into it, and of course their finances, which are sitting in China and probably now even maybe. Some guys may be there, even from America, financing them. Otherwise, the state was absolutely in a broken state. What should India do? I've been telling, I've been on a number of shows, that there is a disorder in the world. There is nobody in the world today to stop wars or bring peace into the world. And why are we waiting? Whom are we waiting for? I think we have waited enough. It is time to start operation absolutely and take over entire POK. I've been saying start with an objective of 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers. I'm not saying go for a war in one day and hold your borders and let's not. It's time to take LC completely and complete operation.
See, it's such an easy operation right now, and I'm not saying it's also we have such an advantage over them. We have such an advantage over them, and it's going to be so simple.
If you want to strike at some command elements, command structure, if you have to go down to Islamabad, do that. Do it where it hurts, and it hurts Pakistani Army and ISI. These are the people to be sorted out, and nobody else. Till you do not sort out ISI and Pakistan Armed Forces hierarchy, which is totally against India, which is totally against. So until you do that,
I want to tell you this, viewers, that tonight I can say with a great deal of confidence that the response across the country has been of such unity, and people have been killed. Dr. Shahnawaz was from Budgam in Kashmir. Fahim Nasir was from Bihar. Anil Shukla from Madhya Pradesh. Mohammad Hanif from Bihar. Sashi Abrol, and we are told his mortal remains are just reaching his home in Jammu, and we are going to be getting a live feed from that. Gurmeet Singh from Punjab. The whole country is so united, so together. And as we are running those pictures, I'd like to go to the full frame for a minute, please, ladies and gentlemen. These pictures coming in from Jammu, where, full frame please, the mortal remains of Sashi Abrol from Jammu are going to be reaching his house. The whole area has come together. Hindus, Muslims, Sikhs, Kashmiris, non-Kashmiris, those from the valley, Kashmiri Pandits, everybody. These are the scenes we've seen all over the country. And there is tremendous unity and tremendous sadness. And there's a great deal of anger as well, ladies and gentlemen. These pictures from Jammu should remind us that we all stand as one, and we must remember these pictures, because when we hit these Pakistanis hard, when it hurts, when they cry, when they weep, when they stand in their National Assembly saying we have got rumors that India is going to hit them, let them remember these pictures and know that when we take our revenge on them, we will make it hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, going back to the debate this evening right now, the NIA team is there. These pictures from Jammu are of the final remains of Sashi Abrol from Jammu coming together. The whole country united and awaiting a military response, which we cannot rule out. Nobody can say, but we know the government's going to act this time really hard. Uzma Kardar is on the debate. Uzma, see, this is not going to be of any use eventually, and you control these people. You must realize that we will build our tunnels. We will invest as we are right now. Go back, please, off the pictures for a minute. Thank you. I'm speaking to Uzma right now. Thank you, producers. Yeah. So we will build our tunnels. We are going to be investing tens of billions of dollars into Jammu and Kashmir, into the Kashmir Valley, and we will uplift the lives and bring industry and peace into the Kashmir Valley, which is beyond your wildest imagination. You, as in being a country whose chief export continues to be livestock, and of which a substantial chunk of your livestock you export are donkeys, you cannot think of the level at which we operate. However, having said that, what do you gain from this? Sushant is on the debate. Very seriously, Sushant, you can be on the other side. The thoughts are very seriously there tonight. The whole country is together. What do you gain from this? And do you not expect to be hit back like the Hezbollah was hit back? Right? Like the Hamas has been hit back. Like the Hamas has been hit back.
I can only sympathize with your condescending attitude.
It is condescending. I agree and I admit it is condescending. We can only be condescending with you.
Arrogance and mudslinging will not get you anywhere. I'm amazed to see how you people are, how your favorite pastime is war-mongering. You are constantly war-mongering. We will do this, we will attack you, we will do this, we will, show your armed forces, we will show your ISI. I know you're scared of our army, and I know that, you get nightmares because of our ISI.
You don't have an army.
But the point
you don't have an army, you get beaten every day by the Afghans. You don't have an army, Uzma, don't fool yourself. You have to realize, Bishambar Dayal can tell you, every day you get thrashed by the Afghans, you can't even fight the Afghans. You don't have a standing army.
No.
You don't have a standing army. Bishambar, tell them, Bishambar ji and General Dayal.
You cannot accept the fact
Their core commander's house was raided by supporters of Imran Khan and was...
General
Dayal! Which army are you talking about? Their core commander's house. I mean, a core commander's house, his guard, is everybody disarmed, and people overran that house, people overran a number of their establishments. So there is no army there. There is a ragtag army being controlled by the ISI and being controlled by certain elements which are totally anti-India. And this is the right time. Geopolitically, geostrategically, this is the right time.
No, the problem is this is the right time. No, 1 minute. Uzma ji, I in fact sympathize with you for a different reason. For a different reason. I sympathize with you for a different reason.
For the people, try to give them some health facilities, try to give them education, try to give them some freedom. You have snatched away their fundamental rights in Kashmir, in Nagaland, in so many other places. Look at Khalistan. The way people are Sikhs all over the world, the way you're murdering them, the way you're exporting terrorism all over the world.
Uzma ji, with respect, I'll respond to you. Uzma ji, I'll respond to you now.
What you are doing.
Uzma ji, I'll respond to you now. I'll respond to you now. Please hear me now in entirety. Uzma ji, listen to me in entirety. Listen to me in entirety.
It's not going to do you any good. If innocent people get killed, nobody is saying that that's a good thing. Our people, look at it. In Karachi, we had this suicidal blast, and our Chinese friends and some Pakistani, citizens, they got killed. So we are facing terrorism ourselves. Now, if you have some terrorist, incident in India, well, investigate and see who's doing it. You people, at the drop of a hat, you start blaming Pakistan. You have no idea how to handle these situations. Have an investigation.
Now that you're finished, I'll get Sushant into the debate. And with a brief intervention from my side, Uzma ji, now listen. Now listen to me, Uzma ji. Listen to me. See, listen to me. I ask you this question with all seriousness. And I don't know, Uzma ji, when you were born. You may have been born in the 1930s or 40s or 50s, I presume. But you can ask anybody who was born in the 1970s or later that your history books say, according to your history books, because you're a brainwashed person. You see, you brainwashed your people. You according to your history books, you say that you won 1971 war. Do you realize that? According to your history books, you say you won the 1971 war. you said Osama was never in Pakistan. You are such absolute liars. You refused to take your bodies back during Kargil. Your former Federal Minister of Interior refused to accept Kasab's. You refused to accept that Kasab was a Pakistani. You refused to accept Kasab was a Pakistani.
You guys,
No, don't keep saying you guys. When I'm giving you facts, there are no you guys situation out here. The fact is we have a choice now, Sushant, and I think our only choice is a military choice. Our only choice is a military choice. Sushant.
So I have a couple of things. One, I think we need to debunk this nonsense which Ms. Kardar is talking about, freedom in India, freedom. We've seen an example of the freedom in Pakistan. They have a government which had lost the election, which has been planted in office because of the army. We've seen how they passed a constitutional amendment. We've seen that they have an army which is so interested and so invested in conquering the Supreme Court of Pakistan that they have given away large swaths of territory in KP and Balochistan, where militant groups and terrorist groups have set up their own checkposts. They're losing control over large swaths of territory, but they're more interested in occupying the Supreme Court. Which, good for them. I don't have a problem with them. But when she talks about freedom, it's laughable when she talks about freedom, because you have MPs who have been kidnapped and who are forced, who are intimidated, their wives, their children, their houses are raided so that you force them to vote in a particular way. This is freedom as far as this lady is concerned, but she's in power right now, so she can say whatever she wants to say. That is one. Secondly, look, the problem is that with the Pakistanis, if they think that, carrying out this kind of a dastardly attack in Jammu and Kashmir is going to stop the progress in Jammu and Kashmir, they have another thought coming. You look at, if anybody's been to Muzaffarabad and has been to Srinagar, and I've had the opportunity of going to both places, Muzaffarabad is a dump, as is Mirpur, right? And if you look at Srinagar, it's better than any city in Pakistan. It is far more vibrant, it's far more lively, and because terrorism has largely been crushed in Kashmir, you have a situation where you now have cricket matches taking place, you have marathons taking place, all kinds of things happening, tourism is happening. So obviously the Pakistanis cannot countenance it. So clearly they are trying to disturb the peace out there. Now the question then arises, what are we going to do about it? Look, there are a couple of problems out here on our end. One is that, we've had this thing that, okay, fine, some of these terrorists will carry out these operations, we'll finally get to the bottom of it, and they'll be eliminated. And they'll be ruthlessly eliminated, and we've been doing that. Over the last couple of months, there has been a spike, mostly in Jammu, but one or two incidents in the valley as well. And I'm very confident, given the kind of security presence in the valley, the kind of intelligence grid and security grid we have, these guys are going to be caught and they'll be sent to meet that 72 hoors or whatever they are hankering for. So that's going to happen. But I think, Arnab, look, the problem, however, is going to be that if we are talking about a military response, then we need to think through how that military response is going to play itself out.
Correct.
What I mean by that is that, we carried out the surgical strikes, we carried out the Balakot strikes, but we did not make it into a kind of a policy imperative. It was a one-off kind of a thing. My advocacy is that it needs to be a properly honed strategy on how we are going to hit back, how we are going to retaliate, both overt and covert. That is one part of it. Secondly, and this is the flip argument. And by the flip argument, what I mean is that, look, and where I have a bit of a doubt, we look at what the Israelis are doing. And the Israelis always retaliate, even for the smallest attack, they will retaliate overwhelmingly. But the problem is that they haven't actually been able to solve the problem. So, at that level, then one thinks that maybe you have to learn how to live with this problem. That does not mean not hitting back. Certainly you have to hit back. But if you think that hitting back is going to solve the problem...
No, but there's a difference here. You see, Sushant, sorry, because you gave that example. So sorry. We only want to take back what is ours, which is POK. Who the hell wants to take over Rawalpindi? It's that kind of terrain. The question is, do we open up multiple fronts and make this more than a single strike?
Arnab, I agree with you. I don't think we covet any of Pakistani territory. We want what we consider to be an inalienable part of India. So we don't have any other territorial claims. Ideally, we should have had way back in 47 on places like Lahore and others where there was a Hindu majority. But forget about it. That's past history. But our claim on POK is certainly alive. And I agree with you on that particular part. See, but here is the problem. You know, whenever you wage a conflict, the other side also has a vote. So it's not as though we will carry out doing what we are going to be doing and the other side does not get a vote. Now, if we are prepared to escalate to a point, I don't have a problem with it. But I don't think we can adopt a very cavalier attitude that if we carry out a major action, then there will be nothing happening on their side. They are weak, they are bankrupt, they have huge amounts of problems. And the moment they have to shift troops to their eastern front with India, that means they lose even more control over the western part of
which
Pakistan.
Is exactly what I said, which is what Bishambar Dayal says. So they will become strategically unstable on their western border as well, isn't it, General Dayal?
Arnab, I hope you invited me on the show.
I do.
It will weaken their army in their own nation, in their polity. I mean, today the army is having a free run, like Shanji is saying. He's having free run even over the Supreme Court, everywhere. But the army needs to be weakened. And one thing, when I say all-out war means we go right through the desert, we go right through the sea, we go right through Karachi, we go air.
Exactly.
I'm not even saying that. I'm saying we have a territory, we have a LC, and I'm saying do not go for any strikes and come back and then wait for next 6 months. Please continue a well-planned, well-thought-out, well-planned, I'm saying strategically well-planned. Balance yourself in desert, balance yourself in Punjab, balance yourself in the sea, balance your air defense systems, and then go in the POK. Go first, have an objective of just 5 kilometers. I'm not saying overrun it. Go the next 5 kilometers. Pakistan does not, to my mind, does not have the wherewithal to withstand a campaign for 2-3 months. Do not go like the Russians did. The Russians also, they do not go all out. They give pauses. They then again escalate. So we'll have to change our strategy and we'll have to strike them. But if you leave them here, if you go one strike, come back, wait again, they're not going to stop because this is being orchestrated by completely ISI. If we think there is any homegrown element in it, if we try to say that this is a dissension in some political group in India, no, this is purely ISI. And they're doing it. That timing-wise, they're doing it now to say that it is a disturbed area, that people run away from there, that our investors run away. We are on a mission to develop J&K as good as any other part of the world and develop India is developing. I'm also not saying that go for a war which impedes your economy. And ultimately, the Israel economy will also suffer after this war. And there are no Americans with us. But to help us economically, we need to strategize our own strategy on our own terms, on our own timings, and strike them hard. It will not hurt Pakistan by killing any amount of civilians, by killing any amount of terrorists. It will hurt when you hurt their command centers, when you start eliminating Pakistani top echelons, their brigade headquarters, their div headquarters along the LC, their headquarters there. Till you don't go 5
10 I think on the point of agreement, and I've spoken to so many experts today, spoke to a lot of stakeholders all through the day. The point of agreement that everyone is on vis-a-vis Pakistan is that it needs to be multi-pronged. It needs to be a little prolonged this time, right, vis-a-vis Pakistan. And we must engage the Pakistani army directly into this. Because you see where we need to draw them in, right, and then hammer them. It can no longer be these, surgical strikes on their territory, send our fighter jets in, hit them hard, show the proof, and move on. It can't happen. We have to draw them in, as much as, we can, quickly into a conflict and then run them over. Major Janjua, you were saying something.
I wanted to say something. Finally, thank you very much. You realize that you invited me as well. Shallow sloganeering is what you guys do all the time on this television station. And you can keep doing it for as long as you want. The fact of the matter and the reality is, what we did to you with Abhinandan, we shot down your aircraft and we have it as a piece, as a monument sitting here. And we gave Abhinandan back to you as a living example of what we can do.
No, 1 minute. Can you go back here? Can you go back here? You stop, I'll tell you, talk like a military man. You speak like a, 1 minute.
Yes.
You speak with such ignorance. Listen, Major Janjua. Listen, Mr. Major Janjua. Who told you to give Abhinandan back? Who told you to return? You got scared. You got scared. You returned. You couldn't hold him for 2 days. Either you were scared of him or you're scared of us. Why did you give him back? Why did you give him back?
Why are you forgetting the facts?
Why did you give him back? अरे हिम्मत थी रखने के लिए, दम था बोलने का, रखने का दम था,
हमने घुस के मारा,
रखने का दम था। अरे अभिनंदन ने घुस के मारा और आपने उनको वीआईपी ट्रीटमेंट करके वापस दे दी। किसने बोला देने को?
जो भी किया,
क्यों दिया? नहीं, जो भी क्या है, अरे कायर हो, नंबर 1, कायर हो भाई तुम। अरे भाई आप क्या बात कर रहे हो? अभिनंदन, he comes in your nightmares or what?
Listen,
he comes in your nightmares.
पाकिस्तान आर्मी कम
अभिनंदन वापस क्यों दिया आपने? डर गए? डरपोक है आप, ये बोलने वाली बात नहीं होती है। Let me show you a place. Answer like a military man. Don't speak like a traffic cop on military issues.
We will strike back at a time of our choosing, and we told you.
अरे भैया, what strike back?
In 48 hours. This is what we can do.
What can you do?
Empty sloganeering like you do here on the television.
What can you do?
And to remind you, the biggest terrorist state
you lost a F-16 result in the MiG-21. This is all that you can do.
Pashambar Dayal Sahab, I listened very patiently when you were talking. I did not interrupt. Pashambar Dayal Sahab, I did not interrupt. So hold your horses. I just have to remind you what the Canadians have done to you in last 1 week and last few days.
Canadians?
This is what terrorism is.
Canadians?
This is what state terrorism is. This is what you are doing.
Canadians are crying. Their government is going to fall because they took us on. Khatam hai bhai.
They have shown you
we are so powerful.
They have told what you are. So you are trying to divert the world attention by telling the people. And finally, I must tell you,
primitive economy.
We are doing development
primitive economy.
Indian occupied Kashmir. I am so happy that you are doing all the development because eventually.
Where were you in 1971? Where were you in personally? Where was you in 1971? Where were you in 1971? Where were you in 1971?
Where were you in
1971? No, where were you? I'm asking you. Where were you?
You were pissing in your
Where were you?
Kashmir from you.
Where were you?
Yeah. Okay. 1971.
Where were you?
Let's right now here talk about 1971. You go. How many divisions did you post there, and how many we had, and still you could not. You had to infiltrate people. Shame on you, Arnab. Go and read history. Go and read history of the Western Front.
Sushant is so funny.
Yeah,
they lose it when we tell them that. We see, Major Janjua, you need to understand. We in India are having a very 1 minute. We in India are having a very serious discussion on the extent, manner, and nature in which we need to hit you, right?
That discussion I'm hearing for last 3 years at least.
Where were you in 1971?
That discussion you're having for
Where were you in 1971? शर्म आती है बोलने में? शर्म आती है बोलने में? फौज में थे क्या? ढाका में थे?
We have shown you what.
ढाका में थे आप?
We have shown you.
आप ढाका में थे?
Listen.
क्या?
What were you doing there?
Why this nervous laugh?
What was your prime minister? The biggest terrorist doing in Dhaka then? He is part of Mukti Bani, who was infiltrating and intervening into the sovereign affairs of a country. Can't you be ashamed of yourself for that?
Listen, don't talk. Listen, don't talk about our Prime Minister. Have some shame. You say these.
Don't you dare take the Prime Minister's name. Major Janjua, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is one of the most respected statesmen in the world right now and the leader of the world's largest democracy and fastest growing economy. Stay in your place, export donkeys and prepare to be hit. I want Sushant to respond to you. See, I was having a serious conversation. Then Major Janjua comes and talks like this. What is this?
Prime Minister as a terrorist.
Now, please be quiet. Reduce his volume.
Listen, I have a couple of points. You know, what Major Janjua gets wrong is what the Prime Minister had said. 1971, I was a kid at that time, but I know what the Prime Minister was basically saying was there was a lot of resurgence in India, people who were supporting the freedom movement in East Pakistan, now Bangladesh. And as among the young people who were supporting that movement, he was also putting in his part by demonstrating on the streets of Delhi or wherever it was. He wasn't in Dhaka. So I don't know where Janjua has got this Dhaka thing from. Secondly, he talks about, you did covert action and you sent so many divisions, etc., etc.
Okay, I go.
We disabused the Pakistani Punjabi Muslim of that myth which he had created around himself that one Muslim is equal to 10 Hindus. Their former chief Ayub Khan used to say that. A lot of others have maintained this myth. So at least that got shot down. Because if supposing we had sent 10 divisions and you had one division, you were equal to us, and yet you lost the whole country. So that's, if you want to get down in that kind of polemics, I can do the same thing. But let's talk about serious stuff.
Okay.
And the serious stuff is, Arnab, here is the thing. Look, we have a number of options. The kinetic option, which you seem to prefer, is one option, but it's not the only one. There are 500 other options which we can exercise, some of which we exercise, but in a very piecemeal manner. It's not as part of a larger strategic kind of a plan that this is what we are going to do, this is how we are going to deal with the Pakistanis. Now, we have come to the conclusion, at least at the governmental level. Forget about the Pakistanis. Let's not talk too much about them. They're irrelevant as far as India is concerned.
Absolutely.
That's the attitude. Now, I personally think at one attitude is correct, but at another level, it's problematic. It's problematic.
It's hugely.
There is a nuisance value to Pakistan, right? And you have to limit that nuisance value of Pakistan.
I repeat, the only way to do that, Sushant, only way to do that is the military way.
Why don't you try it?
That's only one way. That's part of
try
a larger...
You're such a big army, such a strong army, such a strong economy.
Okay, viewers, we will. Don't worry.
I've been heavy.
We know we have a strong army. Thank you, Major Janjua. We are coming. See you soon. I'll see you there. And where were you in 1971? Where were you in 1971? Ladies and gentlemen, see you soon. I'll see you soon. Ladies and gentlemen, the Chief Justice of India has once again landed himself in a controversy just days ahead of his retirement. Once again, Justice Chandrachud, over his recent statements, over his predicament during the Ram Janmabhoomi verdict. This is what he said.
A huge controversy has erupted over CJI Justice D.Y. Chandrachud's remark. While addressing residents of his native Kanhirsar village in Kher Taluka in Pune, the Chief Justice of India said that he had prayed to God for a solution to the Ram Janmabhoomi temple case, asserting that God will find a way if one has faith.
जेव्हा मी अयोध्येचं काम माझ्या पुढे आलं होतं, आणखी आम्ही 3 महिने अयोध्येच्या कामावर आम्ही विचार करत होतो. असं झालं ते काम चालूच असताना की ह्याच्यात मार्ग कसा शोधायचा. त्यावेळेला मी आपल्या दररोजच्या दैनंदिन जीवनात माझी पूजा करतो, तेव्हा मी देवांच्या पुढे भगवंतांच्या पुढे मी बसतो तिथे आणि मी त्यांना सांगितलं ह्याच्यात मार्ग तुम्हीच शोधून द्या. आणि आपला जर का विश्वास असेल, आपली आस्था असेल, तर मार्ग आपल्याला नेहमी देव शोधून देतात.
The BJP has backed Chandrachud's remark.
जो अपोजिशन वाले हैं और ख़ास करके जो इंडिया अलायंस के लोग हैं, जो कांग्रेस के साथी हैं, उन्हें कभी ईश्वर की पूजा भाती नहीं है। स्वाभाविक है, ये हमारे जीन्स में है, प्रणाम करना, ईश्वर को याद करना। अगर कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि भारत के जीन्स में ही कहीं गड़बड़ी है, सनातन में ही कहीं गड़बड़ी है, तो ईश्वर उन्हें भी सद्बुद्धि दे।
The Indie meanwhile is on an abusive rant.
जब भूतों को जिंदा करते हो, मुर्दों को, तो वो भूत बन जाते हो, जब के पीछे पड़ जाते। ऐसे डोंट टॉक दीस प्रॉब्लम्स नाउ। दे आपको दे कौन प्रॉब्लम, सब कहाँ है वो? अब तो अपनी बाबरी मस्जिद और ये मंदिर दिख रहा है। रविवार की बात है, छोड़ा यार, वो तो जो तमाम इसी तरह की बातें कहते रहते हैं। सवाल ही किसी ने नहीं पूछा। Nobody has asked any question about CJ. CJ is a very erudite person, excellent person. अरे हमने कौन सी टिप्पणी की जब तक CGI के बारे में किसी ने पूछा ही नहीं।
The Indie is against CJI's remark.
उन्होंने कहा कि हमने प्रार्थना सुना भगवान ने, तो एक आध दो और प्रार्थना कर ले कि जैसे कि आम आदमी सुप्रीम कोर्ट में नहीं जा सकता है, उनको भी न्याय मिलने लगे। और जिस तरह से लोकतंत्र कमज़ोर हो रहा है, ईडी सीबीआई इनकम टैक्स का दुरुपयोग बढ़ रहा है, तो एक प्रार्थना और कर लें देश हित में।
With CJI's remarks sparking massive controversy, the question is, why is there furor over his remark?
Chandrachud says that I prayed that we find a solution. And he said that when you pray, a solution emerges. We all pray. We pray to different gods as per our beliefs. What is wrong with that? I think it's perfectly normal. What is wrong with that? Priyanka, let me start with you. You are the national spokesperson of the RJD. What is wrong with what the Chief Justice has said?
Hello, Arnab. When B.R. Ambedkar framed the constitution, it was based on the principles of justice and rationality, not on some religious preferences. So, if Chief Justice is concerned about praying, religious preferences, then I suppose he should be more concerned about the collogium system, which has not led. Still, it has been 77 years. There's not a single scheduled tribe person has been CJI in the court. That is problematic and questionable. And when I talk about if I talk about his ideas, he sees that Kali Patti or Nyay ki Devi, but he does not see Manu's statue as a blot in Rajasthan High Court. That is problematic. And I would like to quote the statement given by Mr. B.R. Gavai. He's also he's in Supreme Court. He said that we should be cautious, especially the judges. Judges should be cautious if when they judges should be cautious if they are talking about any politician, because when one talks about politicians, becomes political, calls anyone home, any PM home, then it undermines people's trust in justice and how they deliver justice.
It's very interesting that it's very interesting here. I'll just intervene. That at the start of his term, the entire opposition alliance and people aligned to the opposition alliance said about the Chief Justice, they said that we see in you, the torchlight, or some words like that were said, that you are going to be the lighthouse, the torchlight, we all look up to you, basically alluding to the CGI becoming a rival power center to the present government. And by the end of his term, they're all angry with him because he went to, the Prime Minister came to his house during Ganesh Chaturthi, and because he said, I prayed to God. I don't know I don't know what is wrong if people pray to God, and Ambedkar did not deny the existence of religion. Please don't misquote him.
He renounced.
He did not deny the existence of religion.
He renounced Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh.
No. Did he deny the existence of religion?
No, but
did he deny the existence of religion? Did he? No. He said that nobody can believe in a Hindu God. What are you saying? You said nobody can believe in Hinduism. You people have misquoted Ambedkar as you want to, is it? No, it's become a hobby horse to just misquote Ambedkar as you wish because you haven't read Ambedkar. You haven't read Ambedkar. I want Tuhin to reply to this. Chandrachud is in a controversy, Tuhin. Chandrachud is in a controversy.
It is.
Tuhin, please. Tuhin.
If you can take oath of office in the name of God, why can't you pray to God to help you, to guide you for the best judgment? What does RJD expect him to say? That he went to an iftar party before the judgment, and the iftar party, he got charged up in the iftar party, and that's why he gave such a brilliant judgment. What exactly does the Congress party and the RJD expect him to say? You know, they manufacture, they concoct such beautiful statements out of context. He was addressing people at his native village. Villagers, I'm assuming, are religious by nature. He said, I prayed to God for best results. And I think that candor needs to be appreciated. You know, and if I refer to the statement, if I refer to the comments of Ram Gopal Yadav ji, which are ridiculous, which are preposterous, I'm not surprised. I don't know whether his anger, I don't know whether his anger was because of what Chandrachud ji said yesterday, or because Ram Mandir is a reality today. Because these are the people who presided over the killings of Kar Sevaks, and perhaps they still haven't come to terms with the fact that today a grand.
No, what are they trying to say? That because Chandrachud prayed to a Hindu god, that's why he took a particular line in this verdict. That's what they are alluding to, Abhishek. You know, it's quite clear to me.
Yes.
And that's a dangerous allusion. Dangerous allusion.
Absolutely. There is no precondition. There is no precondition. Any which way, Arnab, there is no precondition that the CGI needs to be atheist or agnostic. So if he's a practicing Hindu,
no, according to them, and I want to know which. No. So the question then is, following from that, show me a clause in the Constitution, Vivek Salas, which does not allow a Chief Justice to practice or profess or believe in his own religion and his own gods. Show me a clause. Does the CGI of India have to be an atheist or a non-believer?
No.
Or a Marxist?
People who do their work honestly don't care about... Let me speak. You know, people who do their work honestly, they don't care about their legacy, you know. And praying to God, we all pray to God. Before going to examination, we pray to God. So if we prayed to God before giving the judgment, I don't think there is anything wrong in that. And what the Samajwadi Party and the National President today said regarding the Chief Justice of India, he said that he is a competent, justified and a dignified person. And we respect the chair of the Chief Justice of India. That is what. Even the Chief Justice of India is a human being. So if he prays before taking any big decision, there is nothing wrong in it.
Yeah, thank you. I hope the RJD listened to that. Abhishek Sudhir. The RJD Congress finding itself in a minority within their own alliance. Abhishek.
Yeah, look, the first time in the history of independent India, a Rajya Sabha member of parliament has used an abusive word for the Chief Justice, not even unparliamentary. You can't even repeat this word. You know, and then he says, he clarifies. I watched that entire press conference. I know Vivek is putting his hand up. I've read the clarification of Mr. Ram Gopal Yadav on Twitter. It doesn't wash. He very clearly was referring to the Chief Justice, and to use the word he used is unprecedented. You see, they use Dr. Ambedkar when it suits them. The very same Dr. Ambedkar inserted Article 25 into the Constitution of India. Article 25 guarantees to the citizens freedom of religion. The Chief Justice of India is a citizen first. Let me tell you, we as Hindus have to hide our identity. We are not allowed to practice our religion openly. If we practice our religion openly, what happened in BRICS happens to us, basically. We are told to be peaceful. We are told not to get provoked. But when we start asserting our Hindu faith, we speak about our Hindu religion publicly. The Chief Justice of India cannot perform a puja in his private capacity in his own home without saying that democracy is under threat. These are the people who attack democracy, Mr. Goswami. They attack the Election Commission. They attack the Supreme Court of India. Udit Raj has been repeatedly rejected by the voters of the national capital. He once again resoundingly lost in the Lok Sabha election. Why are these people given a platform? How can Ram Gopal Yadav use the words he used? Will Akhilesh Yadav take action? Has Akhilesh Yadav even acknowledged the word that Ram Gopal Yadav used? I hope Mr. Yadav is hauled up for contempt. I hope the Attorney General gives the consent required and Mr. Yadav is hauled up for contempt. In fact, the Supreme Court of India should take suo moto cognizance of this, a full bench. There should be a full sitting of the court, and the comment of Ram Gopal Yadav should be condemned. And I take, what Mr. Silas said at the beginning is very wrong, Mr. Vivek Silas. I'm an advocate, sir. When you say when somebody cares about their legacy, they don't do their job honestly. We have a Chief Justice who all of you hailed as the great hope for you liberals. You hailed him as the great hope for the opposition. Just because he's not doing your bidding and not giving you judgment.
Yeah, you expected him to do your bidding. You expected, all of them expected Chandrachud to do their bidding. And throughout his term, either he was praised, to the skies when they thought he's doing his bidding and they attacked him. This whole term of Justice Chandrachud and the controversies around it is the result of political expectations.
Electoral bond.
Vivek Silas, you should apologize for the language used by your leader today.
Yes.
He didn't even use that language.
No,
what do you mean he didn't use the
Ram
language?
Gopal Yadav very categorically.
Do you want to hear what I mean?
It is there.
Are you getting here?
He did not use the word for the Chief Justice.
I will tell you what
abuse means. He did not use the word for the Chief Justice.
Just
That is what he said. And such words have been used by the Chief Minister of even by the Home Minister at different places.
Tuin is on the debate. Tuin, louder.
Use of that word in public discourse.
Terrible language.
I am surprised RJD is normalizing the use of that word in national discourse.
I would like to.
No, I can't imagine.
It's a terrible word,
seems to
terrible
be
language to use.
In our politics.
That also for a sitting Chief Justice. For a sitting Chief Justice. No, ladies and gentlemen, now for whatever reasons, Justice Chandrachud has been in controversy. But it is highly regrettable that towards the end of his almost 2-year tenure, almost on a daily basis, he's been dragged into this controversy and that controversy. I think every Chief Justice deserves in his last few weeks to be shown at least respect and to be kept away from controversy. Please, I would request the political parties to stop doing that. And ladies and gentlemen, big debates this evening. And on the other side this evening, the continuing debates we ran at 8, in case you missed them. I'll see you tomorrow.
Time for a quick breather. Arnab will be right back with the debate.
Co-powered by Jaguar Bath and Light.
In the India Today Best Universities 2023 survey, India's #1 ranked universities in various streams are JNU Delhi, Amity University, AIMS Delhi, IIT Delhi, and National Law School Bengaluru.
I don't care for no songs and